So the theme throughout this episode, I'm just going to say two things. Number one, Molly and Callum, was the breakup real or is this PR? And number two, Kaz. Oh, Kaz. My good sis Kaz. I don't know if I want her on this show. Kaz, what they're doing. Oh, God. Hello guys, if you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on my channel. If you're returning, welcome back, especially if you watch my Love Island reviews for Love Island games. We're going to be talking about Love Island All-Stars, 100%. I had to review it. So yeah, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get straight into it. I will be looking at my phone in reference to my notes. Let's get into it. Last night's episode was left on a cliffhanger. So in this episode, we wait and see who's Callum going to pick. And he picks Molly. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm like, if they end up getting back together on this show, it's given like a PR stunt. They wanted to get... I don't know. I feel like it was all a... it was all a scam that Todd set up. If you watch Real Housewives, you'll get that reference. But no, I don't know. And I'm still, throughout this episode, as you'll see in my notes, I'm still trying to figure out, are they being genuine? Did they really split up? Because there's certain moments, but I'm not sure. I'm leaning more towards the side of it wasn't a real breakup and they just so happened to break up and now they can be on Love Island All-Stars. But I'm very intrigued to know you guys' thoughts. Do you think the breakup was real? Comment below. We see all the couples go off and talk. Hannah and Anton, like, they're not feeling each other. I can tell straight away. Their conversation is nice, but I feel like they're trying to convince themselves that they like each other. They do not. Oh my God. So the theme throughout this episode, I'm just going to say two things. Number one, Molly and Callum, was the breakup real or is this PR? And number two, Kaz. Oh, Kaz. My good sis Kaz. I don't know if I want her on this show. Kaz, what they're doing. Oh, God. So we see her speaking with Mitch and he's complimenting her on her personality. Like, we're here again. Like, I don't want to keep seeing a black woman on this show and the only compliments they're getting is their personality and their bubbly energy. Like, we want more for her. We really do. And it's, because I know people say, this is not a show for us, we shouldn't go on there. And I don't want that to be the case. I do want to see a black woman on there thriving. We got to see it with Love Island US more so than UK. But, painful to watch. Anyway, I'm just going to... Do you know what? Disclaimer. I'm going to throw out a lot of statements on this channel, a lot of theories. They may or may not be true, but I'm going to be truly honest to myself. So whatever I write in my notes, I'm going to say... And I do feel like, yes, Georgia is attracted to Toby, loyal Georgia. But I also feel like she looks at him and sees the potential money they can make when they come out together, their relevancy, if she's with someone who is known. And she may be attracted to Anton. She may think he's more mature and everything. But she may look at him and think, is he as relevant as Toby? Will people care about us as much if I'm with Anton over Toby? And I feel like she sees more potential with Toby to make money. That's my thoughts. And I'm stick beside it. We see Lib and Jake, they go off for a chat. And I don't know, I got the vibe in this, and I could be wrong, and I really hope I'm wrong, because I would not want this for anyone. But I feel like I feel like if Jake made an effort to try and win Liv back, she might have it. I don't know, like she was leaving a few openings in the conversation, but she picked up on it quickly, read the room, and was like, yeah, it's done. But had he worked to get her back, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, because I don't want that for her. So I think at this point we see Anton and Georgia, and they go for a chat as well, because Toby's basically like to Georgia, listen, you should get to know him. If a guy said that to me, though, I'd be like, wow, so you're not that interested? I don't know. Because it wasn't even like... He seems just so unbothered. Toby. Maybe that's how you should live life, because it seems to be working for him. But yeah, so we see Georgia speaking with Anton. And I've got to say, guys, let me know. The glasses with Anton, it's doing something. Am I alone? I hope I'm not alone, and I can't believe I just admitted that. But I like him with the glasses. Is he my MCM? No, but with the glasses, okay. Let's move on, please, really quick. And throughout this, so Molly and Callum sit down to talk about, how things ended. And when they're talking together and even when they're talking to other people, at this point, I feel like they're saying a whole lot of nothing. Like, they're like, yeah, he disrespected me, but we didn't end on bad terms and we just were arguing. Like, it's either they kept what their story was going to be, because if it's a scam, they kept what their story was going to be very brief, and there's room to just improvise. But I don't know, I feel like they're saying a whole lot of nothing. Like, she was like, he disrespected me, so people will assume certain things, but then she skews it away from what disrespect would be. Like, okay, maybe you cheated and girls were messaging you, but then she's like, because even when they're talking, he's like, yeah, it's fine, and he'd do little things. Maybe I'm over-analysing, but at the end of their conversation, she made a joke or she laughed about something. I was like, just mimicking her. If you had truly broken up, there's going to be a bit of contention, do you know what I mean? And you won't feel as comfortable to mimic them and know it won't be taken in the wrong way. I don't know. It just feels like it's a scam, but we'll get into that a bit more later. But I do say, if they do end up together at the end, it was definitely a scam, and you're not proving otherwise to me. The bedtime, the notable things from when they're going to bed. Demi and Chris, I feel like they kissed, they said they were going to cuddle, but they got close. I don't know if they kissed or not. And Georgia and Toby, I feel like they may have kissed, but both parties said it was just cuddling. However, Toby's the kind of guy, if him and Georgia did kiss, he would say, and in the morning when they're talking, he says they just cuddled, I feel like. But who knows? So the morning after, everybody goes off into their respective groups to talk about everything. Georgia, the other Georgia, is asking Demi about how her night was. And obviously in yesterday's episode, I felt like Georgia had been really, grafting Chris. Like, she was definitely into him. So for them to now be sitting talking about their night together, bit awkward. And she was like, oh, that's nice. When Demi's like, they cuddled, I was like, is it really? Is it really? But yeah, so Demi just drops that and then she's off. And then the two Georgias are there talking with each other. Interesting moment. So we cut to the guys, and Jake says to the guys that he feels like he's struggling in the villa. I feel like, they had been talking about the fact he was coupled up with Liv and other stuff, but he says he's struggling. And they laugh it off. But we do hear that obviously he has decided to leave. So that was an interesting moment to see, if it was to do with, if he decided to leave, with regards to mental health, how he was feeling in the house. If that was a moment where he was trying to open up to the boys and it was just kind of laughed off. Now, I'm not chastising them or anything, but, you do hear, men struggle sometimes to talk about their feelings and stuff. And just seeing that moment, I was like, okay. I was just interesting. We see, obviously, at the end, he tells everyone he's leaving and he has a sit-down interview with Maya Jama. I'm interested to see what the reasons are. Because he may have truly been struggling in there and nobody really picked up on it. Molly pulls Lewis for a chat. There's a bit of flirting, I guess. I'm like, maybe it's not a scam, but it's not anything outright she's really trying to... I don't know. The jury's still out on her and Callum. But again, guys, I do really want to know. Comment below. What do you think? And then Kaz pulls Lewis for a chat. And I'm going to preface it with this. If you know, you know. But from the get-go, when I was watching yesterday's episode, I felt like there is no one in here for Kaz. And I still felt like that watching today. So when she went to pull Lewis, I was like, oh no, you might be barking up the wrong tree. And again, she makes it somewhat known to him that she's feeling him. And he doesn't say it back. And I'm like, oh, I hope she's picking up on the nonverbal. Because without saying anything, she's like, yeah, da-da-da. He's like, oh, really? And even just how he's speaking to her as if she's one of the boys. It felt like a lot of, it wasn't as much flirting, if that makes sense. Whereas when he was speaking with Molly, he was like, oh, really? And just, I don't know, it just felt more warm. That's my honest opinion. But then, to see even better, he then, I don't know who pulled who. I don't know who pulled who. Why can't I speak? I don't know who pulled who. Why is that so hard to say? But him and Demi go for a chat. And he outright says to her, he's feeling her. Now, unless they cut it out and didn't show it with Kaz and they're trying to, I don't know, throw us off the scent, two very different conversations. So yeah, I'm like, oh no, we're not going to have to sit through another season like this where it's just the black girl struggling. Anyway, so now they play a game where they have to obviously down the glass of champagne and they have to do the dare or say the truth that's at the bottom of the glass. It's basically a game of truth or dare with, as they let us know, non-alcoholic champagne. So notable moments. Kaz has to snog the islander she wants to share a bed with. And I was uncomfy watching this. Because she chooses Lewis. I was like, I mean, fair play to her. Who else? Like, I guess there's nobody else she's attracted to in there. But she picks him. And if he was feeling her, this would have been a great moment to watch. Like, I love... Okay, I don't know if I'll say love. But I really do enjoy when they play these games and, like, two people kiss and you can tell they're really feeling each other and you can see the chemistry. I'm a lover girl, so I love seeing those things. But, so she mounts Lewis, kisses him, and the kiss was a good kiss, I guess you could say. But they were just, I don't know, again, maybe I'm overanalyzing. But him choosing to, like, spank her bum... Some people and even her friends, and this is the thing, friends, please don't gas the wrong thing. Because Liv was saying, oh yeah, and the contact and da-da-da-da. But for me, the way I feel, if a guy that likes me and truly wants to pursue something, there's going to be a certain level of respect, right? And of course, if it's me and you behind closed doors or it's just us, you're gonna, let me know that you're feeling me. Love that. But in a group with just people watching and just slapping the ass as if she... Do you know what I mean? Like, as if she's just someone that's here to give you a show and yeah, I can just manhandle whatever. Like, not to say that there was no consent or anything like that, but just, I don't know. If it was someone he truly likes, I don't know if he'd slap her ass like that in front of everyone. And even when he was then talking about it, because he was doing it like, oh, yeah, like, I'm a big guy. Do you know what I mean? And even when he was talking about it in the beach hut, let me refer to my notes of how he described the kiss. He said it was good. Good. That's how you describe a nice meal. Or I don't know. That's how you describe a show that was all right. Yeah, it was good. That's all he had to say about the kiss. Kaz, leave this man. Also, we've heard many things about Lewis. I don't know if they're true or not, but I don't want him for my good sis anyway. Hannah has to pick who's most her type, and she goes for Jake. And as the show goes on, we see she's feeling Jake. Now, question, guys. Because if I'm not mistaken, Jake is about 24. How old is he? And Hannah's 33. Like, there's somewhere between 5 to 9 years age difference. And hey, listen, she's got to do what she's got to do. There's very little guys who are her age there. But that begs the question, women, what is the youngest you'd go? Comment below. I do actually really want to know this. I'm curious. I have dated younger before myself. I don't think that big of an age gap though. No, I know, not that big of an age gap. And guys, what's the oldest you'd go for a woman? Awkward moment when Georgia has to pick a game player and she asks Lewis and he looks pissed. He's like, and we find out obviously Georgia is friends with one of his exes. So she's got some tea on him as well. Hopefully she spills to Kaz and says, leave that man alone. He's not it. But we'll see. Molly has to have a three-way kiss. And I think she's going to pick Callum and she doesn't. Which again leads me to believe... deters me from my theory of maybe it's a scam and they never truly broke up. Because maybe she would have picked Callum. But then maybe she wouldn't put him in that position. I don't know. Jury's still out on them. But what I did enjoy is that, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've seen all seasons of Love Island. And normally when it's a three-way kiss, it's normally 2 girls and 1 guy. So I'm glad for once it was 2 guys and 1 girl. Equal rights. Oh, no. So, yeah, Kaz... So it's the nighttime now. And again, we see Kaz and Lewis having a chat. Now, this time, the distance, how far apart they're sat. I'm so sorry. If I'm on a show called Love Island and you're trying to get to know people and you're flirting, first rule for me, you're sitting next to, like, hello, contact. I want to feel that, like, but they're sat so far apart. And Kaz outright says, I've made my intentions clear and let you know I like you. And he's basically like, I was happy to hear that, but hasn't said to her, I like you. And we've seen him say to someone else he likes them. And Kaz in the beach hut, she's like, I feel like he's playing his cards close to his chest. And I'm like, no. Low-key, you can see his cards if you look. He's not feeling you. Oh, Kaz, I don't want to sit through this. I don't want to see this. I want the best for her. Please, guys, bring in a man for Kaz that is actually feeling her. Maybe she's just trying to make the best of a bad situation. She doesn't have much to go on. And so she's like, I'm just going to try here to stay in. Because obviously Lib and Mitch are starting to hit it off. And then we end on Georgia and Toby sharing a kiss, which, good for them. I feel like she was waiting for that moment, though. She was sat, she had done the whole, she got his coat, there, she was looking at him and eventually he finally did kiss her. I feel like the producers are going to push them down our throats. I feel like they might be producer favorites. I think there's going to be ongoing storylines with them. Will they, won't they? Maybe breaking up a couple times. I see that they're going to try and do that with Callum and Molly as well. And if they get back together, if this was all a scam, I'm going to be so annoyed that they wasted our time with that. But overall... I am excited for this season. I feel like it's going to be really good. Because a lot of people weren't as happy with the lineup, but we're going to have bombshells coming in. And I just love watching different personalities interact anyway. I actually love that we already know these characters and are getting to see them interact amongst other people, because there's going to be hierarchy. There's going to be people feeling like I was better on my season than you deep down, and that's going to play a part into how they interact with each other. So I'm really interested to just see how it all plays out. And guys, it's so early. It's only the 2nd day. I feel like we have a great season in store for us. Who knows? If Love Island Games was just 10 out of 10. I don't know if they're going to top that, but they may come close. And I'm excited to see. And I'm excited to get on this journey with you guys and just build a community where we just talk about it, because I love talking about shows like this. Like, there are a lot of reality shows I do watch. I'm probably going to be recapping Traitors US. If you don't already watch it, highly recommend. And other shows like The Bachelor. But yeah, I'm excited for this season. Excited to speak with you guys about it. And here, I love hearing opposing opinions and just seeing a different side to things, opening up my train of thought. I'm always open to discussion. So guys, comment below and let's keep this conversation going. As always, if you did enjoy this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff I'm meant to ask you to do. Please do. And I'm just rambling now and I don't really know how to end this. So I'm just gonna go.